The Pats are going to the Super Bowl. Woohoo!
They suck.
Whatever. Haters are going to hate. But Tom Brady, he did it again. In this episode, obviously, we talk about the best NFL team out there. And I got a confession for you. We got Deanna's Rewind, sugar and keto, marathons, poop. Yep, I said poop. And we reminisce about things from our childhood that kids just wouldn't get these days. It's Deanna Cruz Unfiltered, episode 15. Here we go. I have a confession, guys. You know how we started with like New Year's resolutions and like we all kind of said, oh, we want to do this, we want to do that. And I said, oh, I'm doing a dry January and a no sugar January. Everybody's always like, why are you doing no sugar? You already eat so clean. Like, why? It happened today. Today the Patriots were playing and I just needed something.
I don't blame you because I think you already eat so sugar-free.
So I ran over to QFC on 45th, which is down the street from me in Wallingford. And they sell Top Pot donuts. I'm a big fan of donuts. Everybody knows that by now.
Secondhand donuts.
That's all right. I knew what I wanted. The problem with me...
They're fresh daily, though.
Yeah, they are fresh daily. Yeah, they are.
Supposedly.
Listen, I wanted a maple bar. I think I had gone on Instagram. This is what happened. And it was this some new donut place in Georgetown that popped up. And I was like, oh my God, I got to go here. And it's infused with alcohol, these donuts that they make.
Yummy.
And all of a sudden, I think the next post was like maple bars. And all of a sudden, the next day when I wake up, I was like, I want a maple bar. Today's it. I'm definitely going to want a maple bar.
Like a maple bourbon bar?
No, but that's not what Top Pot makes, but I wanted the maple bar. So I go over to Top Pot. It must have been around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They are cleared out of donuts. And I'm like, are you serious right now? The one day I want a donut. There's no donuts? Now I'm pissed. But I was like, refocus, D. Refocus. What did you come here for? Steak? You came here for, I had to pick up like cat food maybe and something else. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to call Top Pot in Ballard and see if they have any donuts. My maple bar, not any donuts, obviously my maple bar. So I called, girl was super nice. Hey, do you have any maple bars there? And she's like, I just sold my last one. I was like, okay, thank you. And I hang up the phone.
What time do they close? They're just not making any more?
No, I think they just make their one batch and whatever they sell, they sold and that's it, right? So
I think they make them all super early in the morning in
Yeah.
one place and then deliver them to all their stores and grocery stores.
yeah. So I start thinking as I'm walking through the grocery store and I said, wait a second. There's not only one QFC. There's got to be another one around here. So I get to my car. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up for a second. When I get on the phone with the girl from Top Pot Donuts, she goes, I'm sorry, I just sold the last maple bar. However, we have a bunch of apple fritters left. And I was like, I didn't want an apple fritter, but thank you. So hang up. And now the apple fritter's in my head.
I love apple
But
fritters.
you do like apple fritters.
I do like apple fritters, but I wanted a maple bar. That's the taste I wanted on my lips, right? Not the apple, okay? I wanted a maple bar on my lips with a cup of coffee. I already had it all like figured out. Now she threw the apple fritter in there. And so now I get to my car and I look up QFCs around me, right? And I was like, oh yeah, that one's University District. I don't want to go over there to U Village.
Hell no.
And I was like, I swear there's one around with Ravenna or Wedgwood or whatever. And I was like, how about that one? And I go over there and I drive. It wasn't Wedgwood. And as I'm driving to it's Wedgwood.
Wedgwood, yeah, you're saying it right.
Wait, where did you start? What neighborhood did you start in?
Our
It's over
neighborhood.
here. Yeah, my neighborhood. As I'm driving that, go,
God.
man, that pub looks really familiar to me. Do you remember when we went for those nasty Bloody Marys?
Yeah.
What was it,
They had
Wedgwood
good
Tavern?
They had good tenderloin
Alehouse?
chunks.
Wedgwood Alehouse?
No, I think it
Yeah.
was Tavern or is it
They know,
Ale House?
Wedgwood Ale House or something.
It's right next to that QFC. I was like, God, this area looks so familiar to me. Was this where we came? So anyways, I go into the QFC. I walk towards the bakery. There's the Top Pot Donuts. I see the maple bar. I grab a maple bar. And now I'm like, fuck it. Get the apple fritter too at this point. So I walk out of the store. I'm sorry. I paid for it. I stop. I feel a little guilty because I have 2 donuts. And the girls are super nice there. They're like talking about their lives and whatever. And I was like, I should get some blueberries. I get the blueberries. They're on sale. I walk out, I get in my car. I don't have a coffee because I'm going to have this donut later. I told myself, wait till 6 o'clock. However, that apple fritter is calling my name. Eat me now. I grab it. I take a bite. I finish the whole thing by the time I get home.
But you didn't eat the maple bar yet.
No, I put that in the back seat so I couldn't reach for it.
Where is it now?
in my tummy.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I ate it at 6 o'clock, like I said.
Oh.
Because I hadn't
So
had
you were a good girl and you waited till 6 for the maple
at
bar,
my
but you
regular
ate the
breakfast.
fritter immediately.
I had my regular breakfast. I went to the QFC. They didn't have any donuts. So then I ate my snack.
What
like
time
those,
is
it's about 2 o'clock now. So I had my breakfast, went for a run, so around 2 o'clock, boom, boom, boom. And so I have like a little snack, you know, as I'm driving to the other QFC. So then I get the donut and the 2 donuts. I grabbed that apple fritter and I was like, man, there was something about it. It looked like crispy and hard on the outside. Remember those that we ate?
They should be crispy on the outside, tender on the inside.
And it just looked like, I was like, I just want to try that crispiness of that donut right now.
That's the genius of the fritter.
Yes.
The
and it
fritter's
was like
the best.
coated. It's coated
Yeah.
and it gets hard on the
Maximum surface area for crisping.
It tasted so good. But then by the time I got home, I was like, you have to have like real food, like a good lunch / dinner. So I had chicken with vegetables and stuff before. So I told myself you could only have that maple bar at 6 o'clock while you're watching the Patriots win.
ugh.
Yeah.
That's what I did. So I took a shot, I did everything I needed to do. And then I was like watching the Patriots while I was like researching some stuff. And and then at 6 o'clock, I made a cup of coffee and had my maple bar. And I'm a happy person now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? We like it when you're happy, D.
Yeah.
We had some good donut adventures, you and me.
I know. And every city that I go to, I obviously want to have the donuts. But this place in Georgetown, we have to... I'm trying to think what was the name of it. We'll have to take a trip there. I want to say it's at some like a beer hall or a brewery where they're making
Artisanal donuts.
yes, but they're small mini ones that they were like you can get every single flavor because they're tiny. And I was like, you're damn right I am. Send it this way. I'll make sure they're good. Anyhow, so that's my confession.
We got to get a donut sponsorship for this podcast.
We totally do. Top Pot, you can call
Top
it. Yeah, Top Pot. Mighty O is another one I really like.
Yeah, my ideas.
I haven't had Legendary in a while. I think the last time I had it was when you brought me a donut from there.
From that truck.
Yeah, which
From
was
that gig I was at.
last summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was June.
Yeah.
Something.
Never had that.
Yeah. So Deanna's Rewind. We talked about R. Kelly the last episode. And so breaking news on this, if you haven't heard, it happened on Friday though. R. Kelly was dropped by RCA Records after that whole documentary Surviving R. Kelly. And then recently Erykah Badu had a concert in Chicago. This was last night, so Sunday night. And she brought up R. Kelly and everybody at that concert started booing her. So
Did she bring him up in a good way?
Yes. Like we need to pray for him. We need to,
the-
yeah. I don't know what
What
her
about
girl-
praying for his victims?
Yeah. So people were booing her and
Good.
yeah.
That's
like
just stupid.
I saw someone say like, we went there for a good concert. She's like, I flew all the way from LA. My friend wanted to go to this concert for her birthday. We went and it's like the last thing you want to do is hear about R. Kelly, especially if you're like in Chicago. And here she is talking about we should pray. She's like, what she said was almost like supporting him, like trying to help him. It's like,
Did she want like to pray for his soul because he's such a bad person?
I don't know what she wants, but people don't want to hear it.
It's pretty miraculous that this disdain for R. Kelly is now totally mainstream, like overnight. Whereas the day before that series came out, it was nowhere. I mean, like there were pockets of it, but I mean, you couldn't just talk to a random person on the street and they'd be like, "Yeah, R. Kelly's evil. He's got to go down."
Well, yeah, I mean,
It was not on anyone's mind for the most part.
yeah,
you
like
think
I said,
people
I didn't know.
do you
I didn't
think-
realize it was that bad.
Do you think there were people out there that didn't know who R. Kelly was? Do you
Oh,
think?
sure.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think majority. I mean,
would
obviously, there's
think a
always going to be
majority-
people who don't, but there's
Right.
people who know about him. But it's like one of those like things in the background. It's like, oh yeah, there was a thing about peeing. Oh, it was that he's just into weird sex things. It wasn't, like there's no details. Like it wasn't like, oh no, it was a 14-year-old. Like he's a pedophile and he's done it a million times and he's also an abuser. Like
Right.
I had no idea.
right. And for the most part, we think what the media tells us to think, kind of, for the most part. And up until this point, there really hadn't been this big, hadn't been in your face. Like, before this, it was a joke. It was a Chappelle show sketch from 10 years ago. It was like, we laugh at this and it's okay and everyone's okay with it. We laugh until someone told us it was not okay. And we're like, oh, okay, I guess it's not okay. I better not be okay with this anymore. But also they can just consolidated. You know, we'd all heard little bits and pieces of these stories, but no one had heard all of them in one place with all the real people testifying, so to speak, on camera. And that's the power of television, I guess.
It turned me.
Yeah, sure.
Anyhow, so I'm glad RCA made that decision and dropped him. So
it
was private, so we don't know like exactly what happened, if they had to pay him any amount or whatever. But I'm kind of interested. I'd like to know if like, because they broke the contract, if they had to pay him out anything.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't really think it's not like it's a brave move on their part. It's purely a financial decision.
Yeah.
They kept him on as long as they could until they decided it would suddenly, it was finally going to cost them more than it was going to make them and more of a liability.
Right. Because even if they had to pay him out right now, like it's saving the money in the long run because of all the people that are going to stop buying. Yeah. Or pulling out of them. Yeah. You know, it was like one of those, we have to do this moves. But either way, glad it happened.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, I applaud their decision.
Yes.
Is what I'm trying to say. So Super Bowl 53 is coming February 3rd, guys. You watching? We watching together?
We're watching. We could broadcast.
Should I give you guys, should we all get like Patriots jerseys and stuff?
Who are they playing? I don't even know.
The Rams.
Okay. Well, I'm,
definitely rooting for the Patriots,
I'm
right?
going for the underdog, but
Patriots.
No.
Yeah, we are not going to be friends, and we are not going to. I'm not coming to your birthday party if you are not rooting for the Pats. I don't know you. Don't talk to me.
Lucky for you, I'm not an aggressive fan.
I'll watch it with you, D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I was thinking was, so Rachel is a Pats fan. So, and Rodney and Michelle, Rodney's also, we're from New England, man. So Rodney and Michelle are also Pats fans. Why are you shaking your head?
So I'm like, I can handle like watching it with like one or two Patriots fans. I don't know if I can go to a like all Patriot.
It would be amazing.
I'll be a Rams fan for the day.
No, you are not. You're not invited.
Keep it interesting.
You're not invited. That's it. Forget it. Forget I brought it up. I'm just going to watch it with Rodney, Michelle, and Rachel.
I have much more connection to LA than I do New England.
Screw LA. You know what I kept saying? So Rachel came down. I was watching the game. She was watching the game. She comes down and I was like, it's so funny because also for the World Series, it was like the Boston Red Sox and the LA Dodgers, right? So I was like, ooh. And I know it's the two big teams, right? It's always this like rivalry, but I'm like, oh, it's happening again. Yeah. Beat LA. But I do really like it. That game, though, was giving me super anxiety because I was like, oh, no, not this. 2 minutes. Is it going to happen? It's going to happen. Always trust the Patriots. Trust Tom Brady. And so I was just like, I can't watch anymore. I can't watch. And then went into overtime and I was like, let me go get my laundry.
Yeah.
As you're coming down from your sugar high, from your maple bar.
You know what? It made my heart like beat even faster. No, I'm not even joking. I was like, oh my God, is my heart racing right now? This is what sports does to you. You shouldn't have had that coffee. Damn it, the sugar. I
just want to point out to everyone the difference between this week's D and last week's D.
What? There is no difference. What are you talking about?
Last week D had a headache.
Yeah, I did have a headache. Maybe if I had the donut back then, I would have been fine.
This week she's still high on sugar and high on the Patriots.
No, she would have crashed on the sugar now.
No, because it's like the minimal amount, and I've noticed this: the minimal amount of sugar in me will like spike me up. That and also like a Diet Coke or whatever will give me that like extra caffeine. I think it's probably the coffee.
Did you have a Diet Coke with your donut?
No, I had coffee
at 6.
That's way better.
At 6, so that's probably why I'm
it's the coffee because the sugar. Fast peak, fast crash.
Sugar's so good. It really is. Like it is. Talk about caffeine as a drug, right? So is sugar, man.
Do you feel it affects you like a drug?
I don't know. I've never taken drugs.
It's an addiction.
But like, do you eat something sweet and then do you feel like a rush or a buzz?
Sometimes it'll spike me up, like.
Because I don't.
No, it's not like a rush.
But if you take
it's an addiction.
I think that if you take it out of your diet for a long period of time and then you reintroduce it, you'll notice something.
I don't think I eat a lot of sugar, but I do eat some sugar on a regular basis. So,
but you know what? This brings up a good point because I actually think that with like me doing keto and stuff, like I actually need to start incorporating more cheat days
Yes, I agree.
And I think that's why I'm having these like severe intolerances
I was
and
wondering
like
about
allergic reactions because I can't figure it out, but it's like the 3 allergic reactions I've had I've already been keto, and it's been when I've like cheated, and it's like I just feel like I've become so accustomed to not having these foods that when I reintroduce it, my body's like, what the?
Yeah.
And it goes nuts.
So have you maybe developed new allergies to things that you cut out of your diet for keto?
Maybe
Maybe
That's
they're not
scary.
so much allergies, but it's just your body reacting to these things.
I mean, they're like very
Cindy went back to the
severe.
emergency room this
Yeah,
week.
I forgot that. And Deanna's rewind.
Yeah.
Because we ended our Kelly episode with, right? Was that or no? No, that
the
was the
one
episode before that. Sorry, about how you were in the hospital
over the holidays.
and still had to make
So that
it
was
to the
what,
party.
twice in 3
Yeah.
weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
2 ER visits in 3 weeks?
Yeah, pretty much.
So
That
you went
sucks.
to the hospital. So, let's back it up for a second. So you were driving home from work after your car didn't start.
So I was done. I finished work, right? So it was one of the doctor's birthdays, and the other nurse made this like devil's chocolate cake thing.
Didn't I ask you if you ate something?
I think I
didn't
said
say
it.
Satan.
later.
You didn't reply to that
didn't
one.
say Satan
you
was
didn't
involved.
reply to
I
that.
was also driving and
and
dealing
that's fine.
with all
That's
the
fine.
shit.
Yeah. I figured I'd talk to you
Yeah.
and then we would hear the story.
But
She made what? Devil's what?
It's called like devil's chocolate cake, and it had this like caramel topping, and they call it like saying happy. The whole day I was like, no, I'm not having any of that. But I like woke up on the bed, wrong side of the bed on Friday. I had the cramps from hell. I felt like crap. I was moody, hormonal.
What would Cardi B
all
say?
the stuff. What would Cardi?
How would Cardi describe that?
I don't
I'm
want
trying to channel her right now. And I was like,
can't.
all I can say is my mustache is
Mustache on point.
Anyway.
But it was bad day all around, and then I just like felt crappy, and so by the end of it, it's like I'd been fighting off this chocolate cake all day, and then everybody's gone. I'm about to clock out and just start doing some homework stuff before I go, and it's right behind me, like it's in my office. And I was just
it's like that apple fritter.
You know what?
Yeah.
F it. Like I feel like crap. I want a slice of cake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a slice of cake today, and I'm gonna clean it up after, tomorrow. Yeah. And it was not even a big slice of cake. Got a slice of cake and started working on my homework. And 20, 30 minutes later, head itchy head, itchy neck, itchy chest, and then I had the pill bottle with the steroid, Benadryl, and Zantac, which is kind of like the cocktail.
I heard about this cocktail over the weekend, man. It was like, watch out.
And so as I started first getting itchy, of course, I just took the one Benadryl, and then it was like, oh, nope, getting worse. Took the whole cocktail, and then I'm like, all right, let me just wrap this shit up and get out of here. Get to the car, and gas lights on. Go to the gas station and fill up. Get back
you were
in
at
the
the
car,
gas station.
and the car doesn't start.
Oh, I thought you were still at work. Okay.
Yeah, so I left work, went to the gas station, which is across the street from work. Filled up, start the car. Car doesn't start. I'm getting real itchy.
Oh, no.
So it's just getting worse and worse. And I text you guys like, oh God, it's happening again. Jeff's like, I'm gonna come over, but he's like 30, 35 minutes away.
Yeah.
But
Rush hour.
Yeah, and but what's up with your itching? Like, maybe you should just go to the hospital. I'm like, I'm not gonna leave my car. I took the medicine. Maybe it'll start working. And then it just occurred to me that some of the residents might have still been at the office when I left. So I text them and, oh yeah, I got a cable. Like, I'm on the way.
Yeah.
And so 2 of the guys come over and jump the car, and they're like, dude, what's up with your face?
Oh no! What's up with your eyelids? Are your eyelids like that?
This time my eyelids were okay. Actually, my face wasn't that bad. It was more like, what's up with your neck and hands is really what it was. And I didn't have knots on my head like I did last time. So it was definitely not as severe of a reaction, but my arms were getting covered, my hands, my neck. and chest. And then I could just feel, I was wearing scrubs, but I could just feel my thighs starting to get covered too. And like it just the itchiness. And so, yeah, they jumped me and then just head home. A friend picked me up, took me to the hospital. And yeah, luckily the cocktail I took actually took effect and started calming the reaction. So when I got to the hospital, it's like this time I just got fluids and they didn't want to give me more of what I had already taken, and I didn't need epi this time. But still annoying, still frustrating.
And
scary.
Have you gone to a specialist yet to see exactly?
Honey, I made an appointment a long time ago, and it's on Friday.
Okay, just making sure.
Our health system does not allow you to just show up and like, hey, nope. I'm dying. I've had all these reactions. Can I come in tomorrow? So I made the appointment, a
when
while
you came back from Miami? Okay, good.
So it's on Friday.
All right.
But if I have another reaction before then, I can't go to the appointment because you need to like not be on any of those meds for like a week.
Oh, and not in your system?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because then it may not cause a reaction.
Right.
Right? Oh, because it's still in your bloodstream or whatever, in your body.
So I do have an appointment. And yeah, that's.
Do you think it's sugar?
I don't know what it is. I'm gonna line up the boxes because I asked the lady who made the cake.
Did you tell her you had a reaction?
Yeah, I was like, I was like,
horrible.
listen, it was amazing. It was really good. I'm just like really fucked up right now. I don't know what's up with my body. But can you tell me what's in it just so I can try to line this up? And it's like, it's the normal stuff. It's like eggs, butter, sugar, whatever. The only weird thing, and it's not even weird, but it's the box, right? Like
it was a box mix. Yeah.
So for the devil's food cake. So I gotta look up all those ingredients, line it up to the ingredients that were in the croquetas.
Yeah.
See if there's a common denominator there. But I'm assuming it's just some kind of processed stuff or something that I haven't been eating.
You got to eat more junk food.
I know.
You need to just hang out with me. I'll give you some
more
donuts.
processed food.
Yeah.
And give me the EpiPen just in case. And I'll just like, oh no, it's coming. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it's true. It's like maybe I do need to just like because for a while I had like a couple months of like no cheating at all.
Right.
But then, over the holidays, I obviously cheated a bunch. But I think it just needs to be like once every 10th day. Cheat day or something. And
I do it probably every 7 days. Like once the weekend.
7 days I think it's fine.
Yeah, once a week.
You're like pretty much where you want to be. But it's like I still want to lose 30 pounds. So like I don't want to do every like 7 days and like not.
But there is a theory and I feel like, and maybe this is why I had to own donuts, but that if you are trying to lose weight and then you do a cheat day, that's going to kind of blast your calories, right? So like, let's say I had, I don't know, 2,500 calories or 3,000 calories today, and then get back on your diet tomorrow. And let's say my regular, I don't know, is probably 1,500 calories, 1,800 calories a day. Then you will see a bigger difference in your weight loss. Like instead of maybe you're around up a pound a week, right? And then now this week you'll lose 2 pounds because I gave my body a lot more and then I took it away. I feel like for me, that seems to work. Sometimes when I just kind of throw in a lot more food than I normally do, or have 2 donuts instead of that 1 maple bar. So I had the apple fritter. Who cares? Live a little bit. I tell myself, all right, let's see what happens. Boom. And then you just boom, boom, boom. And just take away, and I don't know.
And I've heard that and I agree with that, but not so much with ketogenic because it takes a while to get into ketosis and out of ketosis. So if you're doing it every 7 days, kicking yourself out, getting back in, it's kind of counterproductive in the long run.
Why not shock your system?
I mean, you want to be in a state of ketosis for
Constantly?
a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
Like more than 4 days.
There's a podcast you should listen to that
boom, boom, boom.
about keto. I think you might have heard of it.
Which one is it?
It's
No, I'm just joking. I thought you grabbed my drink. I was like, wait a second. You can't sip on that.
I finished yours last time you were here.
Yeah, I left it, right?
You left like 3/4 of it. I drank the rest.
Yeah, I thought about that once I got home. I was like, damn it, I left my Dasani at your house, but you took care of it. I'm glad you did. I don't know. I feel like this keeps happening to you, whether it's keto related or not. I wonder if you went back to just like a balanced diet or something. Would this still be reoccurring, or is this just like your body kind of needs to readjust to these things that you've taken out?
Yeah, I don't know because it's like I had a similar thing, 2-3 years ago, and I wasn't doing keto then. I just started getting really bad reactions out of nowhere. Yeah. And then I got the test, and it was shellfish, Yeah. But it was like, it just kept happening, and it's been a couple years now. Now it's like, it's easy to say, oh yeah, it's the keto diet. I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with eliminating all these things, and then now I've just built this like intolerance. Maybe I have some kind of a deficiency in something. Maybe I have some other underlying weird autonomic thing going on. I don't know.
Yikes.
Yeah. But
I hope we get it figured out.
Hopefully it's something simple and I figure it out on Friday.
Well, out of all of us, I was going to say at least you would understand it better just because you're in the medical field. No, I'm serious. Like, you're like, I feel like we would be like.
You're well equipped to figure it out.
Right.
But,
allergies
still hard.
are hard.
Allergies
are
I know.
Hard. Yeah. But it's like hard and scary because I wouldn't want to be like living the rest of my life. Oh, if I eat that, am I going to react to it?
Yeah. It's like, so I got to like only eat what I make. And I know that's healthier, but my dad's like, oh, you're going to lose a ton of weight just because you're scared to eat.
Oh, yeah. Great. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All I want is a donut.
That's all that matters.
Wow. Wow. I feel like we keep jumping around because we were talking about the Super Bowl and what we watch, and then we went back to the Deanna's Rewind because we skipped it.
I don't know how I jumped into.
I think it's great. I think it's fun. I think it's good.
But I want to say about the Super Bowl halftime show. We have Maroon 5 performing with Travis Scott and Big Boy, and I was like, "Are you guys excited to watch it? Are you going to watch it?"
Sure.
The halftime show?
I like the commercials.
I'm not really excited. Like,
I mean, I've seen enough Maroon 5 in my life that I'm not like dying to see that.
If the Patriots didn't make it to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't watch the Super Bowl for the halftime show. I can care less.
Yeah.
I will watch the Super Bowl in order to eat your free food and drinks at your party. Anytime. Whoever's playing, whoever's performing.
I don't really care.
Who's having the party?
We were saying I have to have that party because the Patriots are playing.
I know, but where's the party?
Shh, I'll tell you later. You're not coming because you're not rooting for the team, my team.
Yeah, but I'm a very...
No, you're a hater. You're going to show up in like the Seahawks jersey or something. Please, we don't need that around there.
Well, yeah, I'll show up in a jersey, but I'm a very non-aggressive fan.
I'm throwing you in the pool.
We need someone. You need someone to, to bounce your energy off of, D.
No.
You need someone to unleash on.
You could come to my party, Jeff.
You need someone to yell at now and then during the game.
I'm gonna make keto.
Nope,
keto
I'm not
snacks.
yelling at anybody.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I don't like watching the beginning of the game because I always
Keto
feel like
bowl.
everything happens in the second half, right? So it's like, that's like too much energy I'm spending on the first half.
Are you too high strung to watch the Super Bowl?
It gives me anxiety. I told you. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I really don't care. No.
Well, it's in February. You can have a cocktail.
Yes, I did think about that.
Yeah,
I did think about that.
We'll get lubricated D.
Yeah,
happy D.
Can we bring sugar too? So donuts and stuff.
You can have sugary cocktails and donuts.
I got it. We'll get Mighty O, which are vegan donuts, meaning like none of the processed stuff in there, and you'll be fine. Yes. Will you eat a vegan donut? Have you had Mighty O donuts?
Oh yeah, I like the donuts.
Okay.
There's still sugar and stuff.
Yeah. I find that the first time I ever had them, I was like,
healthy.
This is like the heaviest, richest, greasiest donut I've ever had.
Amazing.
Like,
but have you ever noticed?
It was intense.
I like it.
If you eat Mighty O donuts as opposed to like Top Pot donuts, I've noticed like you burp less just because I don't know, because they're just more, I feel like, natural ingredients in the Mighty O.
I just really like how they taste. I like to get old fashioned with some coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't had a donut in a long time.
I'm not sure if there's a direct relationship between processed ingredients and burping, but maybe.
In my system, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
some people burp more than others.
Yeah. Yeah. If Cindy has a reaction to this processed stuff, then yes, I have a reaction to it. It's called burping.
You burp no matter what.
I do.
No,
sometimes it's dependent on what I eat.
The first 2 minutes of this recording, you're burping. The audience won't hear that, but it's there.
Don't tell anybody that.
Tech Tom.
Speaking of burping,
Tom will cut it out.
Speaking of burping, though, I recently went to this like cycling class. It was like a 7:15 class PM, and I'm walking there. I'm in the front for some reason. The girl, the instructor, she's doing a dry January Tuesday. Anybody doing a dry January? I was like, hey, me too. We're like, So
probably 40% of people at a spin class are doing a dry January.
I'd say 20. No, it was only me and her in that class that were doing the dry
What
January.
about a CrossFit?
please, those people drink, man. God, nobody's doing dry anything.
They maybe got a week into it. They attempted it though.
They attempted it.
They've given up by now.
Yeah. So she says that, and then all of a sudden, I'm like, the class is about to start, and I was like, what is that smell? Did somebody have some Indian food before coming in here? I just start smelling like curry, and I was like, oh, come on. We've talked about this in the past, where like smell is just like, I have a keen sense of smell. So then in the middle of class, I start smelling salami, like somebody's burping up.
Salami or Indian food?
So Indian on one side, the other side is salami. So it was like, yo, what the hell, man? We got the salami, people burping up. I don't know if they had ham or pickles or whatever it was before they came to class. Somebody had curry, like they had their dinner and then they came to class. And I was like, what the? I can't smell this over here. Somebody put the fan on.
I have to eat like a solid hour and a half to 2 hours before like a spin class or a CrossFit workout, or else I'm going to want to throw it up. Or, I mean, I'm not much of a burper, but maybe burp it up. But like I need some real digestion happening before the workout.
I always need to, and this is when I was like training for marathons and stuff. One of the things they teach you is like to train your stomach. So it's kind of like find out what foods sit well with you when you're doing a long run and what doesn't sit well with you. So for me, it was always like if I was going to do something heavy, intense, like running, like for a long period of time, it was always oatmeal with bananas. And then I could put walnuts in there. I can't do peanut butter because peanut butter makes me burp. Or eggs because eggs make me nauseous. And so like I found that out the hard way one time. I remember having eggs in the morning and I took a vitamin and I went for a run. I almost puked. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sick right now. But with oatmeal, I was always like, it would always sit well with me. With CrossFit though, in the morning, I always have like egg whites and some fruit, like usually blueberries or strawberries. And then I head to class and I'm fine. But there are some times I leave and I'm like, oh, I'm so nauseous right now. Please don't puke.
Yeah.
Just one more reason not to run marathons.
Why? Oatmeal's great.
Yeah, oatmeal's great. Marathons are not great.
I was going to say, you're just talking about the burping side of things. I remember my sister, used to run marathons and half marathons. And she told me, like, she's like, dude, like, you get the shits. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, people, like, that's why there's
afterwards?
No, during. Yeah. She's like, that's why there's porta potties everywhere. And like, I just remember her telling me this, and I was thinking,
this was a thing.
It is a thing.
So I didn't realize it was a thing either, right? And I'm like at the finish line, like waiting for her to come through.
You get the runner's runs,
and you see people running by with like shit dripping down their leg, or
Holy
like, I was like, oh my God, why would you do that?
Yeah. Like, well, because you don't want to mess up your time, so you hold on to your poop so that you could cross the finish line with a better time.
It's a thing.
It is a thing.
It's a thing. And my sister's always just like, I hate going in those porta potties because everybody just shits all over the place.
Wait a minute. Well, I'll be honest for a second though. I get the nervous runs before, right? So it's like I got poop before because I was like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. So during the run will have to probably pee, but I don't have to poop. Like I'll be like, that'll shut down. The pooping tube is no longer working once the race starts.
How about when you take those little glucose?
The goose. That'll happen, but it's like, that's why you got to time it right. So you got about 5 miles left. Think to yourself, do the goo. So by the time I get to the finish line, then maybe I'll have to poop. So I can make it to the porta potty. That's why they say train your stomach when you're training for a marathon, because all that stuff, train it. If you've never used goo before and you're running a marathon, don't use it the first time during the marathon. Train it on your training runs. No, do it. They tell you, train on your training runs so that your stomach can adjust to like getting that sugar in there so that you don't fucking shit on yourself when you're crossing that finish line, okay? Yeah. You never heard about these?
No, you can tell I've never run a marathon.
Yeah.
Tonight he's going to be Googling. And tonight he's going to be Googling it.
Yeah.
God. So wait, are you telling me, okay, we're shitting on yourself aside, are you telling me people stop for bathroom breaks during marathons?
Yeah.
Like everyone?
For real. Yeah, like I'll have to stop.
Like multiple times.
At least once, yeah.
So like, are there I mean, like, that seems like that would have a major effect on your time, right?
Yeah,
like,
but sometimes
like
your
making
goal,
a pit stop in a car race.
Yes, but sometimes your goal is just to finish, right? So there's no set time. There's no set time you set.
Wait, are we talking about sex or are we talking about
Hope we're not talking about poop and sex.
I know, yeah.
Right? No, we're talking about in a marathon. Let's say your goal is to finish in the marathon, but time is really not like an issue for you. So you don't care if you finish in 3 hours, 2.5 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. So if you gotta pee or poop, then you stop and you do that.
But for the people who
For
do
the
care about their
elite
times,
runners,
they must be like seriously engineering these pit stops.
No, it's the elite.
Or wearing diapers.
Elite runners, the ones that win or like, come in first and second, they're not stopping to pee or poop.
Are they wearing diapers, or have they trained their bodies not to go?
I think they've just trained their bodies. That's why you don't see them really drinking a bunch of water. I mean, they take a little bit, and they just keep going. So they've conditioned their body.
I figured you wouldn't have to pee because you're just constantly dehydrated during the run.
Yeah,
like,
but
no matter how much
you've conditioned your body to kind of operate without that much water in it. I mean, they're running the marathon in 2.5 hours. Like, compared to somebody who's like probably averages 5 hours. I'm assuming 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah, they're used to running that much, so that it's not like it's not giving them the runs. It's not making them like.
It may give them the runs afterwards because you're dehydrated because you haven't been drinking during.
I'm sure you do all kinds
of
weird shit afterwards.
Yeah, but
wow,
you didn't know about this? I want to say there was a story about a marathon runner who crossed the finish line with her. She was like pooped on herself.
Yeah, like an elite
runner.
Didn't know it, and then I heard, and then I saw. I was like, it is a thing.
Jeez.
We gotta Google it. Let's see. Elite runner poops on herself.
I don't know. We can move on.
No, I want you to see it. I want you to see pictures and all.
Yeah, well, our audience doesn't get to see.
Let's see. Well, they could do it too. Elite runner poop. Olympian runner poop problems. Why marathons are bad for you? Because you poop. Every runner poops, even the elite ones. See, there's like all these stories
and
about
nipple chafing.
You never heard about that?
I know about some nipple chafing.
Guys, especially. Have you seen that with bloody ones, like bloody?
By the end of the run, the shirt has got like a little blood patch right by the nipple.
You've never seen that?
God, no. I'll never forget though. The first time I went to the beach as a kid, I was what the hell was I doing? I think I was like bodyboarding or something. I'm like lying down on some kind of surfy type board, like all day in the waves, and my nipples got so chafed, like I couldn't touch them for like a week. I was a little kid. I was like, "This sucks. What the fuck?"
Oh, wow, I didn't think it would
like
happen
sandy, salty water on a board, your chest rubbing on a board. It's terrible.
That is bad. Oh, anyways.
Couldn't put a shirt on.
How the hell we get on this subject?
I don't know. Who cares?
I'm running and poop. It was you, Cindy. You brought it up.
Poop on yourself.
The nurse always brings up poop.
Oh my God, you don't have anything on my mother. My mother. Is
she a nurse?
No.
Oh,
I know, but she was a laboratory technician in a hospital for her whole career. She spent her days looking at body fluids and things under a microscope. And so when you hang out with her, you can hang out with her 30 minutes tops before she starts talking about somehow pee or poop or blood or something comes up very casually at the dinner table usually. I don't think I've ever had a dinner with my mom in the past 20 years where pee or poop or blood didn't come up once.
I
think it's pretty normal.
Yeah, well, you don't like excitedly bring it up at the dinner table with other people, do you?
Well, I feel like depending on who's at the table, we'll definitely have full-on conversations about some nasty ass stuff to other nurses.
Oh,
like,
sure.
It doesn't bother us.
Sure, but when you're just with, like my family, people who are not in medicine.
Well, so my dad's like a retired paramedic firefighter.
Right.
Okay. So it's like,
all right, never mind.
When you have one,
everyone
at least
talks
one.
about poop.
Yeah. I'm like, if you have at least one like-minded, you just.
I talk about poop all the time. I don't have a problem with it.
No, I don't have a problem.
Some people
with it.
I bring it up and talk.
No, but like some people definitely get grossed out by that stuff, and
I
like
don't think
not
so.
at the dinner table.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
But if you
I pooped like 2 or 3 times today. It was amazing.
But if every
I haven't
time
done that in a while.
If we all went out to dinner regularly,
Mm-hmm.
and if every single time I started talking about like diarrhea, you would be like, Jeff, why is this a thing?
I would order.
Why are you always talking about?
I would
diarrhea?
order the mousse off the menu for dessert.
Yeah,
just for you. Here, take a taste.
Yeah. Your mom would examine it under a microscope. I'm the one who has to fish it out of the human.
Yeah, I know that sucks.
And send it to your mom.
I know.
Has your mom ever asked you about like your poop? Oh, so how'd you poop? Like it was the solid? Did she ask you those things? Did she ask you ever?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh God, yeah.
It's important information.
It is important information.
Yeah.
I'm
Should
glad
we
I picked
should we
you
go
up.
there
We're
now?
gonna talk about poop on the way home. I'll be like, hey, I pooped and it was.
Why wait?
I know, right? Let's bring it up now.
We're not eating
What does
dinner.
that mean, right? I had brought up a topic for today, which was what's something from your childhood that someone younger wouldn't understand. You guys have had a few hours to think about this. Anything? Mm-hmm. Anything? You have one?
I haven't had that much time to think about it because I was thinking about other things. But
you know what I really miss is every Sunday we get the Sunday paper and it had all the advertisements in it, right?
We talked about this over
all
Christmas.
The inserts, right?
Yeah.
And I would dig out I would go for like Best Buy, Circuit City, the electronics because I thought that stuff was fun. And then I would look through.
Do.
Yeah, I would look through Best Buy. Well, that's why we have a podcast studio now. Yeah. Open up Best Buy, and then it's Sunday, and they tell you, here's all the CDs that are coming out on Tuesday. I don't know does anyone even know that anymore? Like,
no,
new albums come out on Tuesdays.
No, they come out on Fridays now.
See,
they switched.
No one knows. No one cares anymore.
I know because they switched it probably 2 years ago, year and a half ago.
But there was no internet.
Yeah,
we didn't know what our favorite artists were up to unless you saw it on MTV News between Real World episodes or something. And one day you open it up and it's like Foo Fighters, the debut album featuring members of Nirvana. And you're like, what? I loved Nirvana. What is this Foo Fighters? I didn't know this was happening. This is crazy. Oh my God, it comes out this Tuesday. I have to go get it. And then you go there. It's Tuesday. You buy it the day it comes out. You're like the first person to get it. You go home and you read all the liner notes and you listen to the record and you're like, holy shit, I'm in on something. I found out about this and I'm in on it. And it was a special experience.
Right.
And now everyone takes music totally for granted that you can have any song in the world that's ever been recorded. You can listen to it whenever you want. You don't have to go to a store. You don't have to pay for it.
You don't have to leave your house.
You don't have to invest time, energy, or money into it. You don't have to read about it. You just... on demand, we have it.
That's true.
And it's not special anymore. I don't think people get as invested in the things that they love I miss it. I used to get excited. About music, buying music, discovering new music. And now it's just there's everything all the time coming at me and I'm just it's too much.
Going back to your story, so I went to school in Boston University, and right on Newberry Street on the corner was Tower Records. So, and I used to live 2 blocks from there because I was right off of Comm Ave on Beacon. This was my probably freshman year. And I used to go into Tower Records, just walking around and listening to, because they used to have the albums out and you would just put headphones on and you can listen to different music. So, and every Monday night at midnight, they would release obviously the albums that were coming out that Tuesday morning, or so they would release it at midnight. And I just remember, I'll just walk over to Tower Records and go get that album, whatever album was coming out, and I really wanted to buy or listen to. So I feel like kids these days will never get that experience. They'll never understand going to a record store and waiting until midnight in order to buy it.
Definitely,
yeah.
Or even just buying music. Period. They're not ever going to do that.
They download it. I mean, some buy it. Some buy it on
streaming
iTunes
it.
and stuff. Yeah.
Or they're
stream
subscribing
it.
and streaming.
That actually has changed a lot too. So I think that kids will stream it now as opposed to buy that whole album. They'll stream it on Spotify.
But the difference is you don't have to make a decision about where am I going to spend this $10.
Yeah.
Or back then it was $15 for a CD.
Yeah.
15 or 20. You're okay, I've got my allowance. What do I want to buy? Do I want to buy the Smashing Pumpkins or do I want to buy, the Toadies? And then you made that decision. You committed your money and resources and time and energy to it. And then you loved it and you appreciated it even more. And you listened to it over and over.
Yes. But I tell you what I don't miss is having to carry around, I used to go to the gym. The CD.
With a binder.
Oh, a CD or a CD Walkman, right? And you went to the gym and I'd have all these CDs. What do I want to listen to now? Right. I don't miss that at all. Getting your workout in and trying to, it's so much easier now.
You got to pick one.
No, I used to bring a few with me. Really? I was spending some time at the gym.
But it was what's a good one that I like all the songs? And it's not that many. Usually most of them, it's you like 5 of them or something.
Yeah. But then, the Apple changed that for us at first, right?
With iTunes.
Oh, yeah. With iTunes.
And now Spotify.
And
YouTube. Everyone just streams everything.
Something else that I don't miss. I remember when cell phones first came out and you texting each other. So I want to say texting was very popular in Europe first. So I'd go on summer vacations and we'd have and so that's where we would text each other more. But I don't miss having to you grab your phone, you get on the keypad thing, and then to write yes or whatever it was, you have to press, like
letter 3 times.
A was, number 2. If yes, you would be like a 9, a 2, 7. You know what I mean? Like it was like
I loved it.
But
I was so good at it.
You almost had it memorized in your head. Okay, like double tap this one.
Yeah,
I don't miss that at all.
It was great.
Yeah.
Take it back even further.
Pagers?
Beepers.
I never had a beeper though.
You didn't?
No,
I did.
my sister did.
I got plenty of pictures of me like
with the pager,
ghetto-fied with my skinny eyebrows, and like you could see my bright pink pager in my pocket.
A chola,
pink.
we call it.
You got a pink one?
I had a
My
hot
sister.
pink.
My sister had a pager all the time. I didn't. I was like, I don't need to be bothered. If they want to talk to me, they'll call the house.
Oh, girl, I had so many people beeping me.
Oh, God, I hated it. I used to get into so many arguments with my sister over that fucking pager because she'd be like, I need to use the phone. Okay, I need to call Peter, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm on the phone right now. You need to chill. So what happened was we would have like the double line. So he had text had paged her and she didn't call back right away. So I'm on the phone with Shailene, which was like my my friend from middle school, my best friend.
Call waiting.
The one with the
call
coquita.
waiting, and now it's like beep beep on there. And now I'm not picking up because I'm a bitch. And my sister's like, I need to get on the phone. Peter's trying. I'm like, well, he can relax. So I would click to the other side. I'd be like, hello, hello, and it would be like, hey, can I talk to your sister? I was like, I'm on the phone. Click. I would just like click to the other side. Like I was oh my God. So,
and you're the younger sister.
Younger sister. Long story short, my sister, the guy, Dave, who she ended up marrying. I can't wait. I hope he doesn't listen to this podcast.
I hope he does.
So Dave,
What up, Dave?
I thought my sister was going to get married to Peter, right? She didn't. And Dave came into the picture.
You weren't very nice to Peter either.
Peter was cool. We're actually
You didn't
friends.
like him on the phone, though.
But when I'm on the phone, don't interrupt me. So Dave comes to my house, knocks on the door. I open. Your sister home? Nope. I close the door in his face. Boom. He could wait outside. So my sister gets home from work. She's like, why didn't you let Dave in? I said, because he could wait outside. And so it became like he tried his hardest to be nice to me. He'd be like, oh, can I talk to your sister? Can I do this? There's so many times I made him wait in his car, wait outside. I wouldn't let him come inside. He'd call, I wouldn't. And finally I left for college, right? And so he decided
to come in the house.
She was just a spoiled brat.
No, I wasn't spoiled. I was just like, I don't like you. You're not supposed to be part of this family right now. You messed up things. So I'm not going to be nice to you. So he ends up, I go to college. He ends up telling me that he was going to propose to my sister. And it was like around Christmas time. It was Christmas Eve. And he looks at me and he was like, hey, so I'm going to propose to your sister. And I was like, I looked at him. I was like, shit, now I got to be nice to you. Okay, sure. And then from then on is when I made the switch. I was like, oh, he's going to be around. So you got to be nice to him. But I was so mean to him. I was so mean to him.
It was the opposite in my house. Like people would call for me, my sister, and they'd be like, oh, is Cindy there? My sister would be like, nah, she died. And hang up the phone.
Whoa.
Like every time.
Wow.
Like Steven Selleck, the football player.
Yeah.
Like that's all he remembers about my sister.
Wow.
Like growing up, he'd be like, every time we'd call, your sister would say you died.
Was she just being a shit? Or was she trying to protect you from boys? Or
No,
what?
she was just busy and being an asshole.
Oh, okay.
Or like on the other line and just like that was her answer for everybody who would call for me. Who was like, nope, she's dead.
Man, my sister was so excited once I got a boyfriend because she was like, oh, finally. Like, she understands. Like, so then we had each other's back.
Is your sister older?
Yeah. So then we had each other's back. Like, if she was like, hey, I'm going to go meet up with Peter or Dave, or whoever it was at the time. Because then she had another boyfriend named Peter. It was like all these Peters. But she was like, why don't you go hang out with, and I was dating a Dave. So it was like, why don't you hang out with Dave and I'll go hang out with Peter. Okay. So we'd be like, hey, we're going out together. I'd go hang out with my boyfriend. She'd go hang out with hers. It's kind of funny. I hope my nephews don't listen to this.
I hope they do.
Anyways, so what's something from your childhood that someone younger wouldn't understand? Anything?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the beeper thing.
Definitely the beepers.
Also, just like, I mean, I don't know how it is with the kids these days. Like, are they latchkey kids too? Like,
what?
Huh?
Oh, you don't know that?
What did you say?
What'd you say?
Latchkey.
Enlighten us.
like your parents were busy working, and so you're usually home by yourself. So you get out of school, you go home, nobody's home.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, I do that all the time with
yeah.
Shailene.
I don't know if that's like still a thing, but like I think it's like, I don't know, around that time frame, it was just like, yeah, like both parents were always working until late. They didn't worry so much about you, right? Like they didn't set up babysitters or daycare or whatever.
Or they just didn't even have the means to pay for that.
Right. Yeah. And
or in the summer when they were gone all day and you were at home all day.
Yeah.
When you finally got to the age where you were at home all day alone.
Yeah, and that's when I got a summer job and started working at Dunkin' Donuts because my mom's like, "You're not staying home."
Yeah. Well, every time it was just me and my sister staying home, it was always. She would try to kill me or something, but
she still does. Look at what happened when you were home last.
But yeah, I don't know if that's a thing now. But that's how it was for us. It was like all the kids. We'd like meet up on our bikes, and that's another the bike
yeah,
riding.
I used to go
meet
to
up on our bikes.
My friend Rosemary's house all the time, and make sure I'd get home before my dad got home, or else he'd be like, "Where'd you go?" I'd pretend I didn't leave the house. No, like. Yeah, but there would have been several times where I'd get home right when he was getting home. He's like, "Where are you coming from?" "Oh, I just went, down the street, like to make something up." But yeah,
I mean, I've actually seen a meme about it recently where it's like it just shows like a pile of bikes in front of a house, and it's like back in the day when you used to know where everybody was at. Like that's how you knew where everybody was at versus like the group text or something.
Yeah.
Like you'd just be like looking around, and you see all the bikes. Oh, everybody's at Cindy's house or whatever.
Being having worked in radio, like you do see. Remember, you used to call the radio station all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's something radio. That's something that kids don't understand.
Yeah, they'll never understand how. I just remember. Whatever song that I was like really into, like, oh my God, come on, hurry up and play it. And then you press record on your tape machine or like, and then when the DJ's talking on top of it, you're like, shut up, come on, I just want the song. So you wouldn't have to go buy the song, right?
Yeah.
And then and just listening back
or the song
to that.
wasn't even out to buy yet.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, we're going to debut the new single from the Smashing Pumpkins tonight at some mystery time.
It was a new song. You didn't even know the title of it. Right. You're like, there was no way to research it except calling the radio station and being like, hey, what song was that? And get the yeah. So I don't think kids will understand that.
I like
my nephews would never understand. Yeah, like yeah. So I think that's changed a lot. Another thing I would say, like, who knows anybody's phone number anymore?
Oh yeah, that's.
I still know all the phone numbers I knew in my childhood.
Same.
I'm sure you remember.
But those are the only ones.
Yeah, I'm sure you remember your first phone number, like your house phone number.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I do too.
But that's something like my sister says my nephews do know their phone, like the parents' phone number, which I think is important, obviously, if there's an emergency. But I don't really think that too many people know each other's phone. Like I know you're a 305.
Yeah.
I still remember. I even remember.
305.
I remember all my friends' cell phone numbers up until what? When it's smartphones around 2007 or so. Because up until then, it wasn't really efficient to like dig through your contacts or speed dial or whatever. Like it was faster just to punch it in, right?
Yeah.
When you're on your Nokia.
All right.
But then everyone I've met since 2007, I probably don't know their numbers. But everyone before that, even their cell phone numbers, I still know them.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't say I know my sister's.
You could only store
number.
like 10. Well, you could like 10 speed dials, and then you could have contacts, but it was like took forever to go through them.
Yeah. No, I remember I know my sister's cell phone number by heart. I knew some of my friends by heart. Like I know Sheena's by heart. I know random people. But not anyone recent within our circle that I know.
No. Even like my recent ex, it was like it got to a point where we were both like, we should probably like try to learn each other's numbers, like in case something happens. But we were already like 8 months deep or something, and so just like okay, and I got to like forcefully try to remember it. I think I did for a little while, but I already forgotten it. Like, I think it's just one of those things you learn. Like, if you learn when you're young, like I know all the kids' numbers when I'm growing up.
Yeah.
But that one was like, his number was real hard for me to remember. And then like, obviously we broke up and it's way out of my head now.
Good.
I know we mentioned this upstairs, but it was like rolling down the windows was something too that like kids don't really understand. Tech Tom brought that up, but he's quiet today. Tech Tom!
I'm here.
Okay, he's here. There he is.
Yeah, I had to roll down the windows in one of my cars.
Man, I remember like my parents having like a Pontiac, and it was, man, these are when like cars were made were actual like really heavy metal, right? With actual metal that didn't like, man, it was like
steel,
that's
Detroit steel.
Yeah, and you roll that down. It was like, it's not like cars these days are so like
plastic.
Yeah, or like one little hit like would dent something.
Yeah.
Nah.
Sad.
Yeah. Anything else that comes to mind?
About
just your childhood and what kids like. I always think like my nephews just wouldn't understand.
Do they still have trapper keepers?
Oh my God.
Slap hands.
Slap bracelets.
Slap bracelets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pogs.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I never got into that, but they were everywhere.
I did. That was pretty good.
Jeez.
I don't know. I remember jelly shoes.
Jelly shoes.
You remember jelly shoes?
Foam, like, you know, the foam sandals, but like the ones with the heel.
What?
Yes, I remember those.
I used to wear
what
those
we're talking
in like
about?
8th grade.
Because it'd give you more height.
Yeah. And they were
Were they like wedge shaped or were they flat with a heel?
But they were
like wedge shaped, but
Okay.
they were like foam.
Flip flops.
Flip flop. Like think about like a rainbow flip flop, or you know, like those like reef flip, like foamy, super comfortable. But like give it a wedge.
Yeah.
It's all foam.
Oh,
I think those are coming back though. I'm not even joking. I think those are coming back.
I don't know. Yeah,
and those would be so slippery on certain floors, like like tile floors.
Yeah.
Man, you would be like, "Whoa, gone."
And if they get wet, they start to smell.
Oh yes.
Oh,
For
That's
sure.
bad.
For
That's
sure.
bad.
Here's another one too. Blockbusters, whenever you rented
renting
a
anything.
movie from there, you'd have to rewind it all the way. Remember?
Oh, they
well,
charge
hold
you.
back
They
up.
charge you.
Hold on, rewind.
Yeah.
VHS tapes. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
that alone.
Yeah.
No one
I-
knows what those are.
I actually had a TV that still had a VHS up until I was about 26. I like
Like
bought
an
it,
actual
like,
TV with the VHS in
built
it.
in the TV,
Yeah.
And so it went with me to college, out of college, back, you know, and I like never wanted to give it up because I had a box full of VHSs.
Yeah.
But then finally it just started tearing up all my VHSs. Like I'd be watching something and it would like,
it would
you know,
eat it
it
up.
just eat the thing. So
If you're watching Clueless for the 12th, the 25th time.
You just got to put like, well, I would say VHS is from like just stupid things you recorded, right? The memory is on there for that. Just put it on a DVD just because like
it will eat your film.
it will eat your phone eventually. I think I still had a VCR somewhere. Actually, I probably still have it in storage maybe because I was like, you never know. You may need one of these.
I have a feeling
This
they're
VCR,
not
you may
coming
need it. No, but just to watch
Yeah.
your old VHS tapes, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
I can't throw this out.
I have one.
You do
The
have
only
one?
reason I still have it is because I got to digitize some old family tapes.
Yeah. So that's why I never threw it out. But yeah, so sometimes I think about that. Like my nephews will never know what it felt like to listen to the radio station or, you know, try to win this like concert. You know, oh no, I want to go to this concert. And you'd wait to be like call or whatever.
Yeah.
And never get through.
yeah.
Never. I never run anything from a radio station. Never.
On my last day of high school, on my last day of high school as a senior, we get out of school, we're so excited, and then we hear on the radio that the Smashing Pumpkins had broken up. That was like our favorite band at the time. Like, you know, that's how we heard about important shit like that. Shit that was important to us, at least.
Yeah.
What?
On the radio.
Yeah, on the radio. Yeah, sorry, did I not say the radio?
No.
On
Yeah.
the radio, they're like, oh, the Smashing Pumpkins just broke up. We're like, no! Yep. Man, those days
And
are
that was
over.
like your only avenue of information. Like you couldn't go Google it. You couldn't go look it up on the internet.
I mean, at that
anywhere.
point we could have,
you?
but it was early for us.
Yeah. There was no TMZ. Maybe there was.
I had an old journal I found, and I think every time I ever tried to start a journal, it's like I get like 2 or 3 pages in and then just give up on it. And this journal, I think I was in 3rd or 4th grade, and it's like, oh my God, today I saw Danny Diaz, the cutest boy in the school, and all that, you know, and he started coming right at me. And I got all nervous, like, this is my big break, and he's going to ask me out, and blah, blah, blah. And he just was like, did I hear you on the radio last night, like on Power 96? And, you know, and I was like, no. And he's like, oh, and walked off. And that's all I wrote in this journal. And I was like, I was devastated.
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
I never journaled as a kid. No.
That was it.
Anything.
That's all you got?
By the way, he ended up being my boyfriend.
Oh!
Very shortly after that.
Wow. Hey.
You thought it into
But
existence.
it just made me think about it because it was like the radio station was his way to like talk to me, but in my mind
on
it was
the
like
radio. That was
a
Savannah
fail.
Jam. Wow. Do you remember that song?
That's
Oh, do you
great.
think he made it up just to talk to you?
Yeah.
and then he aborted quickly.
And then he
He's like, oh, I got nothing else to say. I'm running away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember one time.
He tried other
kind of
names
separate.
later.
This is, I mean, because we're talking about radio. But I remember I was at a club gig and I was hosting at a club on Friday nights. I think it was at Elements in Providence. And some guy comes up to me and he's like, yo, can I get your number? Can I get your number? And I was like, no. He finally comes over. He's like, can I get your number? So I gave him, and my friend Scott was right beside me. And I give him the hotline, which is like just the request
station?
line. The station request line. And so he writes it down. And then Scott turns to me and goes, isn't that the request line? And I was like, yep. And he goes, oh shit, Dino, you didn't. And I
He's
was like,
gonna have to
yes,
request
I
D.
did. Yeah. I was like, I want to talk to him. It was really funny, but he didn't even catch on to it. Like, I was like, yeah, here you go.
He didn't notice it was like 1-800.
No, it was like a 401, which was
Yeah, I gotcha.
the Providence area code. 401. I want to say it's 433-4200, maybe. I think
Well,
that
let's
was
call
the
it and
number.
find out.
Yeah, right. Nobody's gonna
request
pick up
Deanna
now.
Cruz.
Yeah, we
We're
had
like,
some.
this girl gave me this number a few years ago.
Yeah.
I want to ask her out. Her name's Deanna Cruz.
No, they would call. I don't know if he ever called, but they'd be like, hey, "Is this Deanna?" Yeah, I got jail mail. Yeah,
Awesome.
it was interesting.
Misconnections.
Yeah, misconnections. Hey, how you doing? But
Hey.
anyways, if you had to pick what city has the most coffee shops per capita, which one do you think would? Do you what?
Cindy has a guess.
Cindy
I know,
does.
I know.
Okay, Cindy. What do you think?
Seattle.
Seattle is not correct.
Oh.
Okay, let me think. Most coffee shops per capita in the United States or in the world?
U.S.
New York City.
New York.
Sorry.
That's so hard. I don't know.
Take a guess.
I bet it's some dumb, some suburban city, some Midwestern city that we hadn't thought of.
Where are you from?
Lexington, Kentucky.
Lexington. Come on. Take a
Chicago.
Guess. Take a guess. Chicago is not correct. It is in California,
L.A.
not L.A.
San Francisco.
No, San Francisco.
Okay, then it's San Jose.
No,
Damn it.
it is. Do you want to keep guessing?
No, hold on.
Keep guessing.
Santa Monica.
Coffee shops.
Lake Tahoe.
I give up.
Berkeley, California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Berkeley,
right by San
California.
Fran.
Followed by Vancouver, believe it or not.
British Columbia.
Then San Francisco. Fourth place is Seattle. And then it's Portland, Oregon.
Wow, none of us even thought of Portland.
Yeah. Believe
Strip
it or not.
clubs per capita. I know that
We
one.
keep going back to that.
Yep, there's a reason.
We got to make it happen.
We will.
I really
For sure.
enjoyed the show I went to last night. It was like a
Oh, I was like, it's not
pretty
in Portland.
sexy.
Were you in Portland last night?
No, here, but it like
It's a
I'm
bur-
ready
like
to
a
go to
burlesque.
Portland.
You
is
went
all
to
I'm
a strip
saying.
club here?
No,
It was a burlesque show.
but
Oh.
they were just wearing like little pasties.
Where was it?
It was hot.
It was
Can?
in Seattle.
No, the Ruins is where they're doing
Oh,
the
yeah.
show.
I know that place.
Where's
Yeah.
the ruins? Downtown?
It's a private event space in South Lake Union.
Yeah,
South Lake.
so it's
Oh.
Baltiste Productions, and it's like a all woman run
Oh.
production company. It was sexy. It was good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you should ask if we could broadcast live from there.
Or just we could get a dancer on the podcast.
Yeah, we could.
Burlesque dancer, an exotic dancer, all of the above.
All of the above. Have one of each.
Yeah, one for each of us,
I like where this is going.
or just all of them. All of them for me.
I like where this is going. All
What about-
right.
What about your roomie?
Tech Tom, Nisa.
Dick dumb.
He's out of it. He's out of it. All right, so go Pats. Come on. Cindy, you can't do that.
I mean,
I'm
I
excited-
care about you,
I'm
but it's
excited
not like
for
you
you, D.
play for the team.
Whatever.
If you were on the team, I would cheer for you, but you're not.
Pretend I am and cheer for me. Okay, thanks. Bye.
I just don't like. I'm a hater. I'll be honest. Like I don't
Haters
have
are
a good
gonna hate.
reason except I
Haters
just
are
don't
gonna
like
hate.
their faces.
They have some of the finest players.
I'm just kidding. I don't like them. I don't know why.
That concludes our podcast. Cindy will no longer be a member of the DCU Crew.
Cindy's final episode.
Farewell.
Her farewell tour. Thank you, Cindy. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to Deanna Cruz Unfiltered. Don't forget to leave a review or a 5-star rating. Every review helps more people discover the show. And you can find my social media links right above. Follow me, just at Deanna Cruz.